Hello guys, today I shall discuss with you how to score 600 plus in the upcoming NEET. Today I made a strategy with the experience of myself, how I cleared the NEET 2022 examination in my first attempt, and this is a smart strategy. Now I divided the whole group into three segments. Firstly, the biology, second, the physics, and third, the chemistry. How you approach the marks, 600 plus marks. If you score 320 in biology and 130 in physics and 150 in chemistry, then you can easily access 600 plus. So firstly I shall start with the physics of class 11. The first chapter of class 11 is the unit and measurement. In my point of view, this is the most important and most easiest chapter in class 11. So you can see the weightage of the chapter. 2 to 3 questions per year came from this chapter. This is a star mark topic, and from this chapter the important topic is the dimension of physical quantity, dimensional formula and equation, and dimensional analysis and its application. Next chapter is the kinematics. In every year more question came from this chapter. In the first chapter, the motion in straight line or the motion in 1D, 2 questions came in the previous year. And the second chapter of kinematics is kinematics 2D, is motion in plane. Both the chapters are equally important, and in my point of view, this 2 chapter is very important to access a good marks in your NEET examination. And from this chapter, the important topic is average velocity and speed, instantaneous velocity and speed, acceleration, and the graph. And the second chapter, motion in plane, the most important topic is the projectile motion. And sometimes the riverboat problem also came in the examination, but you firstly focus on the topic, the projectile motion. Then the chapter laws of motion is a bit difficult, but if you can practice more, you able to solve this question. And every year approximately 2 questions came from this chapter. And the important topic from this chapter is Newton's second law of motion, conservation of momentum, and the circular motion, and the question which are in your exercise of NCERT is very important. Then the chapter work and energy power, 2 to 3 questions shall came this year, and this is a easy chapter because if you have a knowledge of kinematics and NLM, then it will be more easy for you. And the important chapter from this unit is the collision power and the potential energy of spring and the work energy theorem of variable force. And the student believed that the most difficult chapter of class 11 is the system and particular rotational motion, but there is a huge weightage from this chapter. But if you solve the question from the previous I told, then you can leave this chapter firstly. If you have time, then you try to solve this question. And the most important topic from this chapter is the moment of inertia. Every year lots of questions came from this chapter, and the torque and angular momentum and angular velocity is the most important topic from this chapter. And next, the gravitation or easiest chapter, which is also related with the first chapter of class 12, the electrostatics, is a important one, and this is a star mark chapter for me. And from this chapter, the important topic is the universal law of gravitation, the gravitational constant and acceleration, and the gravitational potential energy and the escape velocity. And next, we see the chapter, the later part of the class 11 is difficult, but you can solve it in the later part of your preparation. The mechanical properties of solid, it is not a important chapter, but in this chapter the important topic is application of elastic behavior of material and the Hooke law. And mechanical properties of fluid, viscosity and Bernoulli's principle is the most important topic, and 2 questions came every year from this chapter. And next, the star mark chapter from the class 11 physics is the thermal properties of matter, because every year 2 to 3 questions came from these chapters, and you can solve this question within second. And from this chapter the important topic is the ideal gas equation, thermal expansion, calorimetry, heat transfer, and Newton's law of cooling. And the thermodynamics, which is also related with the chemistry part of thermodynamics, but there is a little bit difference between chemistry and physics, thermodynamics. But this is an important chapter because 2 questions every year came from this chapter. And as like the kinematics, here is graph is also very important. Thermodynamics, from the thermodynamics, the important topic is the heat engine, refrigerator and heat pump, and the specific heat capacity and the work, the thermal work is very important. And also star mark chapter is kinetic theory of gases, and it is an easy and small chapter. You can easily solve the question from this chapter. And the later part of the class 11 is the difficult part. In your later part preparation, please solve the question from the beginning part of class 11, like unit and dimension, kinematics, work energy power, gravitation, thermal properties of matter, thermodynamics, and kinetic theory of gases. If you solve this chapter, you score a good marks in your Neet examination. Then we will see the chapter of class 12 of physics. The important one is elastic charges and field. Every year 2 questions from this chapter came, and the important topic is Coulomb's law. Electric field, electric dipole is the most important topic from this chapter, and the Gauss law. And this is the star mark chapter. And another star mark chapter is the electrostatic potential and capacitance. And from this chapter, the potential energy due to charge, the equipotential surface, potential energy in an external field, and capacitor and capacitance, and the parallel plate capacitor, and the effect of dielectric on capacitance is the important topic. If you solve only those topics, you will get 2 to 3 questions from this unit. And also the energy stored in the capacitor. Next, the most important topic or unit of class 11 or the physics part is the current electricity. You can see the weightage, a huge weightage. 5 to 6 questions every year came from this chapter, and if you solve properly, you can solve all the questions from this chapter. 5 to 6 questions. Please do not leave any topic from this chapter. So it is a 5-star topic of class 12. Next, the magnet. The important unit is moving charges and magnetism, 3 to 4 question. You can see the weightage, huge weightage, 3 to 4 question as like the current electricity. 3 to 4 question came every year. And the important topic is magnetic field, Biot-Savart law, current loop, solenoid, force between two parallel current, and torque is the important topic from this chapter. Next, the magnetism of matter. One question, generally one question is asked by NTA every year, and this is a theoretical question chapter. If you like to complete it, you can. Next, the chapter is also star mark is electromagnetic induction. 2 question came every year, and the important topic is Lenz's law, Faraday's law, and magnetic flux. Generally, no question asked from AC generator and ED current also. The physics paper is not very tough. If you can read the question with proper consistency and concentration, you can solve the question easily. Don't fear about physics. It is a logical subject, not theoretical. Then alternating current is an important chapter. 2 question came from this chapter, and the important topic is the LCR circuit. Only the question from LCR circuit is asked from this chapter. And electromagnetic wave, it is a easiest chapter of class 12. If you once read, you guarantee, I provide you guarantee that you solve this question from this chapter easily. And next, the important topic or chapter is the ray optic and optical instrument. I realize that this is a difficult chapter and vast chapter, but from this chapter the important topic is prism and the refraction, total internal reflection, and the mirror problem. Every year 3 questions came from this chapter. And the easy chapter and the theory based chapter, if you mark up the theory or formula, then you can solve all the questions from this wave optics, and this is a star mark chapter for me. And then the modern physics is a 5-star mark unit for me, because all the chapter is easy and easily accessible, and you solve the question easily from the modern physics. Dual matter and radiation, 2 question per year. Atom is the easiest chapter. You also read the chapter in the chemistry in the early part of class 11. And the nuclear, 2 question. You can see the weightage of the unit, and then semiconductor, and also the logic gate is the important topic from this chapter. And the communication system is not required at your level. So I told you the important chapter and topic of physics based on the Neet, upcoming Neet. And if you calculate the marks of the star mark question, you find that you can easily score 130 plus marks in your Neet by completing only the star mark chapter. This is all about physics.